up there for Jamaica, and the 4x100 metres relay coming next. And in the pole vault, the bar, I think, is being raised to 463, so Alana Boyd will be going for the Commonwealth Games record, held by Kim Howe, set in 2006, another Australian, in Melbourne. Meanwhile, the crowd being revved up for the last track event of the Games, the men's 4x100 metres relay. And there's going to be a big sing-along before we get to the race. Bit of a Scottish anthem, this one.
Well, a lot of it is the Proclaimers. It's 500 miles. John sings it on a regular basis all week. But here is Alana Boyd of Australia attempting that Games record that John just mentioned. Her first attempt at 4 meters and 63. She has the stadium to herself, and she'll have 2 more attempts if she wants to take it. She ran through.
Well, she can be forgiven that. Might be a touch hard to concentrate with 45,000 people giving it the big one, including the great man himself. What a brilliant sense of humour. I wonder if he knows the words.
I never put him down as a Proclaimers fan.
He's a dancer.
The words are up there on the big screen. He'll be able to sing along.
What a fantastic moment. That is sheer class.
He's a bit of a dude in the nightclub, I'm told.
I remember once asking him, where'd you get your dance moves from? He says, my dad takes credit for them all, but I'm not too sure.
Well, what a great week it has been here in the Hampden Park Stadium. And there are the teams who are going to be competing this final track event. The men's 4x100 metres relay, and of course, all eyes are going to be on the great Jamaican team. The gold medalist, Kimar Bailey-Cole, the bronze medalist, Nickel Ashmead, Jason Livermore, who was in there, and the final, finished in 6th, and the great Usain Bolt on anchor. Well, there's South Africa starting on the outside. Kani Simbini on the anchor leg. Inside them, Nigeria. Oduduoru on lead-off, but Mark Jelks there on the anchor. He was 5th in the final of the 100 metres individual, 10.17 seconds. Canadian team with Gavin Smelly on lead-off. He was 8th in the 200 metres final. And now listen to the cheers of the crowd for Jamaica. Greatest sprinters in the world here in Glasgow. And Jason Livermore, just with a little bit of time to get his hair absolutely right. Usain Bolt, awaiting and showboating. He's ready. England, meanwhile. Adam Jamili, the silver medalist on lead-off. He'll need a terrific leg. Handing on to Harry Akins, Ariti, Richard Kilty and Danny Talbot. Strong team from Trinidad and Tobago, with Keston Bledman on the lead-off, talented Mark Burns on the back straight, then Rondell Cirillo and Richard Thompson. Bahamas, always a well-drilled relay team. Adrian Griffith there on the lead-off leg. And Antigua and Barbuda making up the lineup in lane 1. Jay Green will take the lead off to Daniel Bailey, Kashim Colborne and Miguel Francis. So they see the Games record. It stands at 38.2. The world record, rather faster, by Jamaica. That Games record set in Kuala Lumpur in 1998 may be about to be smashed. Huge excitement. Somehow the stadium is hushed. Jamili gets out of the blocks well in pursuit of Jason Livermore, and it's a really good leg from Jason Jamili, who's handing over now to Harry Akins-Ariti down the back straight, and the Jamaicans are not leading at this stage. That's Kamar Bailey-Cole, the individual gold medalist, and England are right up there challenging. This is good from the English team. Richard Kilty is going to hand over now to Danny Talbot, and here goes Usain Bolt. He's not leading, but is he going to be soon? Here goes Bolt going for gold, and he goes sweeping past Kilty. Trinidad and Tobago are going to take the bronze, and they dip across the line in 37.59, and Usain Bolt, the superstar of world athletics, has carried Jamaica home to a games record, 37.58 seconds. He had it to do on that last leg. England had put their changes together superbly after a great start from Adam Jamili, but then on the anchor leg, well, it was kind of scripted, wasn't it? Usain Bolt, the great showman, so relaxed, and he just streaked away from the field and won by, ultimately, the better part of half a second. 37.58 the time, a games record. England take the silver, Trinidad and Tobago the bronze. Well, the English team made a race of it, and they had to force Usain Bolt to produce something special. But the big man, we knew he would. He obliged.
Well, I think you said it, John, as Bolt once again soaks up the applause and produces the familiar pose.
Money in the bank!
Money in the bank, he says. Plenty of that. A great way to round off the championship. Wonderful medal for Trinidad and Tobago, who were closing in on England towards the line. It was Richard Thompson coming home on anchor for them. But this was a race and a story set up for one man and one medal, and the Jamaicans have secured gold, as many neutrals in the stadium hoped that they would.
I'll tell you what, they were outperformed by England for the first three legs. Jason Livermore, Kamar Bailey-Cole, Mikael Ashmead, all individual finalists, but they handed over to Usain Bolt in second place.
Kilty ran a really good bend as well, the world indoor champion over 60 metres. But the way it started for Adam Jamili was fantastic. He got away well, and England started with the momentum.
Usain will be happier with the reggae beat which is playing out across the stadium now, I suspect. More his sort of music than the Proclaimers.
It was a wonderful race, guys, wasn't it? A wonderful fitting end to what's been a super track and field programme at the Commonwealth Games. I had my heart in my mouth just hoping the baton would get to Usain Bolt so we could see him steam down the home straight. There were a couple of iffy changeovers in all of the teams, not just the Jamaican team, but Adam Jamili, as you say, John, was absolutely flying. Let's not forget, of course, the Jamaican athlete yesterday who had to get the baton round to Usain Bolt to qualify for this final, pulling his quad, of course, in the qualifying round yesterday. But look at that. England were really pressuring, as you say, John.
They were ahead there.
Kilty ran really well on that third leg.
He did a baton adjustment as well, halfway around the bend. And Danny Talbot, he'll watch this back, won't he, young Danny Talbot from England? The day I ran against Usain Bolt in a Commonwealth final. Bolt for me, yesterday Bolt looked impressive. He's light, he's springy. I don't think we thought he'd come in that kind of shape. He was flying there. He was absolutely flying.
Well, on the lead-off leg, that's Jason Livermore we're watching then, who, for me, didn't run a great leg. He had at least a metre taken out of him by Jamili. But look at this. This is an abiding memory of these games here in Glasgow, isn't it? I think everybody in the stadium just delighted that the big fella came.
Well, he's a showman, isn't he? He proved that when he was dancing along to 500 miles before it all started. Little bit of a grimace, turns to a smile. World-leading time. He just seems to love performing. He loves running, and that's why he's so captivating to watch. Never shows any signs of nerves, has supreme confidence in a phenomenal ability, and look at the length of the stride. It's just massive.
He's in great shape. I genuinely think if he was to run 100 metres now, he would run fast. The way he went past Jelks yesterday in qualifying was absolutely outstanding. And as you said in commentary, John, Jelks wasn't a slouch. He had a good championship here. But the changeover as well, as long as they were solid, Nickel Ashmead here on the top bend shouts out the control. They normally shout out hand. The hand comes back. And Usain Bolt, look at the knee lift. Danny Talbot, that's a great run from him. The England team was superb. He's looking at the clock already. The gold medal was going to be theirs. It was how fast are they going to run? And lots of people have been waiting to see Usain Bolt run. Over 6 million people here in the UK alone tuned in to watch him in qualifying last night. Such is the draw of the man. He's came, he's delivered, and is leaving with a much-wanted Commonwealth medal. Let's not forget, he said all year, I want to come to the Commonwealth Games. It means a lot to me. He hasn't raced much. We may not see him race again, but that was superb. So those 4 guys, along with Roach in qualifying, will get a medal, because those that have helped get medals as well.
Yeah, wherever you've watched across the world, I know our commentary is going worldwide. Well, that is the most famous athlete in the world by some distance. Who has done it and done it fantastically well. And the party's continuing in the stadium. Crowd don't want the athletes to go, and he'll be up to his antics again a little bit later on, I think, when we get the medal presentation. I think we'll see a bit more dancing then.
But it was a good run from the English. Richard Kilty on the top bend, draped in the flag. Absolutely superb, Rob Walker. Got to be one of the highlights.
Yeah, it's just been a wonderful way for the whole event to climax. Trinidad and Tobago picking up the bronze. Surprisingly, it's only their 2nd medal in the men's 4x1 in the Commonwealth. Richard Thompson at least going home with something. Remember, he came here having become the 9th fastest in history this year, but he was terribly disappointing in his individual race. But the familiar Jamaican huddle there, giving thanks for a great performance. And what a fitting way for the whole night to climax.
So there you are. Games record, Jamaica, with Usain Bolt 37.58, ahead of 2 good performances from England and Trinidad and Tobago. But at the moment, the stadium is a little bit in awe of the greatest sprinter in the world.
So the 3rd and final attempt